my sushi pronto. Shooting star like a Cosmo. Make you move like a mambo. Spank a hater like a bongo. They be sleeping mono. Girl sweet like a mango. Gets a taste to the tango. Strum it like a banjo. Then hit the sound in our sandals. Flow hot like a condo. Ain't no place that I can't go. On a mission like Rambo. Self-portrait like Van Gogh. My whole team really on deck. Chuck Norris about to go flex. Nike flow about to get checks. Pump it up, about to get vexed. My G's work like a name Shrek. Want the money, want the pound. Respect on deck like a Porsche. Move fast like a Porsche. Fly the beat like a horse. Spit flames like a torch. Now I'm riding up the 2. You would think I'm in the 6. Born Jan 26, 36, but I never a brick. When I shoot, I never brick. When I shoot it, swish. Fourth cut, turn on the clock. Follow through in the wrist. I get it, I got it, I'm good about it. I get it, I got it, I'm good about it. I get it, I'm good, I'm with it. I get it, I got it, I'm good. I dig it. Squad hustle like a relay.
Now from Truist Park, just about set for baseball from Cobb County, Georgia. Ought to be a good one here between the San Diego Padres and the Atlanta Braves. It's baseball, it's the show, and it comes your way next. Ready now is Adam Frazier. He will lead this one off today.
Leading off for the Padres, the right fielder, number 12. Adam.
Ready to deliver. Here comes the first pitch. Oh, right back to him on the mound. And he'll flip on to first to record the out. Now one down with the bases empty. And up steps the big bat of Fernando Tatis Jr. Here's the first pitch. And that's high for a ball, 1-0. All in all, a great afternoon for baseball. 73 degrees here at first pitch. 1-0 pitch is a curveball. That looked good from here, but it's 2-0.
You never want to fall behind as a pitcher, but doing it to a guy like this is even worse. He's got to bear down and execute for the rest of this at-bat, starting right now.
And he lays off here, ball 4, and he'll become the game's first base runner here with one away.
Batting third.
So now into the box is Jake Cronenworth.
Whether it's for fun, car rentals, hotels, you know that you're getting a great...
Tonight, the FDA fast-tracking full approval of Pfizer's COVID vaccine as the Delta variant surges across the U.S. The FDA moving up its timeline with full approval potentially in a matter of weeks. Will it convince the unvaccinated to get the shot? It comes to vaccine as the Delta variant surges across the U.S. The FDA moving up its timeline with full approval potentially in a matter of weeks. Will it convince the unvaccinated to get the shot? It comes as a rising number of children are filling hospitals. And breaking news from the White House, the plan to require foreign nationals to be vaccinated to enter the U.S. Also tonight, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo defying growing calls to resign. The Democrat facing new inquiries after a state attorney general report found he sexually harassed 11 women. If Cuomo will not step down, will he become the first New York governor in more than a century to be impeached? The fourth day of troubles for Spirit Airlines over half its flights canceled. What's causing the chaos? The migrant surge hitting a more than 20-year high in July with a record number of unaccompanied children. We're at the border.
This is NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, reporting tonight from Tokyo.
We start with news on COVID vaccines. Tonight, as daily infection numbers continue to mount across the U.S., the FDA may be moving more quickly to give final approval to Pfizer's vaccine. It was the first to receive emergency use authorization back in December. Sign-off for final approval could happen in just weeks and make it easier for institutions to mandate vaccinations. The urgency to increase vaccination rates underscored by daily new infections infections on the rise, according to an NBC News count now exceeding 146,000. Deaths now at 660 a day. Our Miguel Almaguer has more.
Instead of sometime this fall, the FDA could give Pfizer's vaccine final approval by early next month. NBC News learning federal authorities are moving forward as rapidly as possible as the Delta variant proliferates across the nation. The transition from emergency use authorization could help more public and private institutions mandate the vaccine and offer a shot of confidence. NBC News learning federal authorities are moving forward as rapidly as possible as the Delta variant proliferates across the nation. The transition from emergency use authorization could help more public and private institutions mandate the vaccine and offer a shot of confidence for the 90 million Americans eligible but not yet vaccinated.
Moving towards full approval will dramatically increase vaccine rates amongst the unvaccinated.
While the FDA just reaffirmed their position on boosters, saying Americans don't need one for now, tonight the WHO is calling for a moratorium on the extra dose, arguing vaccine-rich countries should first help the rest of the world.
Amid the push to vaccinate in Los Angeles, the city council could soon hear an ordinance that would require customers to have at least one dose of a vaccine before they enter public spaces like restaurants, shopping centers, and gyms.
In September, New York City will start enforcing similar guidelines, but doctors say requiring just a single dose won't offer the public much protection.
It doesn't make sense that New York City would only mandate one dose proof. They should mandate two dose proof. And leave it at that so there's clarity and consistency.
With Dr. Fauci reaffirming our nation's daily COVID cases could double by fall, there is also growing concern a new variant could elude current vaccines. In Florida, where spiking cases pushed one hospital system to turn conference rooms and a cafeteria into patient care centers, COVID is coming with a cost.
It's very difficult to have someone, a family member, die and you're not there with them.
Tonight, the evolving toll of this pandemic and the price no family should pay. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News.
I'm Morgan Chesky in New Orleans, where tonight, as the Delta variant packs hospitals, doctors are seeing a new type of patient.
We're concerned because we're seeing some very sick kids.
At Children's Hospital in New Orleans, Dr. Mark Klein says patients under 17 years old make up 1 in 5 new cases and are especially vulnerable since many don't qualify for the vaccine. 16-year-old Riley Bro did qualify, but her family held off. She's now spent the last 3 days on oxygen.
That is the absolute scary part, is how fast it happened.
We met the family after doctors cleared Riley to go home.
Is it still a little tough to breathe right now?
Yes, sir.
Mom Casey's saying what started with a fever soon led to pneumonia.
It is so hard as a parent to see your child in the hospital, possibly, you don't know what's going to happen next.
Nationwide, youth COVID cases are on the rise. The American Academy of Pediatrics reporting more than 70,000 new infections just last week.
We can see very clearly that children can be severely infected and affected, and I hope that will motivate more parents to obtain vaccine.
The Bro family now booking their vaccine shots soon.
Seeing what she went through, I'm taking.
That was enough to change my mind.
That was enough to change my mind.
A lesson they hope others listen to. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, New Orleans.
There's breaking news from the White House tonight on new vaccine rules for travelers. The Biden administration planning to mandate foreign nationals be vaccinated to enter the U.S. once international travel restrictions are lifted. There's no timeline set yet. New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo is digging in, ignoring calls to resign, and now faces possible impeachment after an independent inquiry found he sexually harassed 11 women. Cuomo says it didn't happen. Gabe Gutierrez has more.
From New York City to Albany, today the calls for Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign grew even louder.
He's got to go.
In a remarkable joint statement, Democratic governors of neighboring states are urging Cuomo to step down, following President Biden's earlier call for him to resign. Independent investigators say Cuomo sexually harassed 11 women, including 9 state employees and a state trooper assigned to his security detail that he first met at this event in 2017. Another accuser, Charlotte Bennett.
We should impeach the governor.
Bennett was Cuomo's assistant. In a clip released by the Attorney General's office, Cuomo banters with Bennett over the phone, then briefly sings to her.
Do you love me? Do you really love me? Do you love me? Do you care?
Bennett told NBC's Kate Snow Cuomo would go further.
He started asking questions about, my sex life.
What did you think his intent was?
He said he was looking for a girlfriend. He was propositioning me for sex.
In that pre-recorded statement Tuesday, Cuomo forcefully denied all of the allegations, including Bennett's.
I've heard Charlotte and her lawyer. Simply put, they heard things that I just didn't say.
He argues the investigation was politically biased, even though his own office called for it. In your view, is there any way he avoids impeachment?
No, I don't believe he does.
Andrea Stewart Cousins is the top Democrat in the state Senate.
There are 11 credible women who have come forward courageously, told their stories, and those stories were corroborated by others.
At least 3 local DAs have now announced they're looking into the case for possible criminal charges. Lester?
All right, Gabe, thank you. In just 60 seconds, an airline struggling, thousands stranded again.
This is when the fun starts for me. I think I love this.
I love the game. The chance to take someone else's power for yourself. You can't deny that would feel good. Especially if that power was coming from Bobby Axelrod. You made a mistake coming here, Mike.
Like Prince, let it go.
What do you want us to do? Down to the pyre, douse him with oil, and light his ass up. Joan of Arc style. I spent my whole life building something, and now I'm sucked into chaos by Bobby Axelrod. You got hurt, we heard back. Someone has to wipe him off the face of the earth. Okay, we're in. I ain't scared of nothing. It's not judicial. This is personal. I am in the mood to take someone down.
Like a target.
I'm a great white, don't you know that yet? I don't play games. Who dares to touch you? You're the full-headed killer. You'll do the right thing at the right time.
You say we're partners? Then trust me. Can we trust anybody? I don't want my fingerprints.
You know the mission is first. Anybody in my path and the
Yet another day of frustration for thousands of Spirit Airlines passengers. Hundreds more flights canceled. Tom Costello joins us. Tom, it's just getting worse.
Lester, this is now the 4th day of trouble for Spirit Airlines. We've seen passengers stuck in hours-long lines at Newark, at San Jose, Las Vegas, and Fort Lauderdale. The flight cancellations have grown all week. 19% of flights on Sunday, 40% Monday, 61% Tuesday, another 60% today. Spirit is blaming this meltdown on the surge in airline travel this summer, followed the weather, staffing shortages, and computer problems. The airline says it is rebooting its systems to start fresh. The timing could not be worse, right at the peak of the summer vacation season. Lester?
All right, Tom Costello, thanks. New record numbers at the southern border revealing the historic scope of the migrant surge. Top Border Patrol officials tell our Julia Ainsley it's like nothing they've seen before.
Despite scorching summer heat, tonight the record migrant surge is growing. 210,000 apprehensions by Border Patrol in July, a more than 20-year high, and 19,000 unaccompanied children were picked up, the largest number ever recorded. Here in the Del Rio sector, officials say hundreds of migrants have been packed under this bridge and are worried about the spread of COVID. ICE is now stepping in to provide tests and even offer vaccines. And in the Rio Grande Valley, we saw a massive group of migrants kept under a bridge by those trees. Is this a breakdown of the system?
this is not seasonal. I do think that what we're dealing with is much different than what we've dealt with in the past.
Deputy Border Patrol Chief Raul Ortiz telling us the Biden administration is now deporting more families who don't qualify for asylum.
Friday, we had our first flight of Central Americans and Northern Triangle countries back to Central America, and these are family units.
We met 1-year-old Angel who slept under that bridge with his parents. They brought him here from Nicaragua in hopes of a better life.
We didn't have anywhere to sleep. We had to sleep on the dirt itself. We put down a sweater and laid him down so he could sleep.
Now they're heading to Miami, allowed to stay while applying for asylum. But tonight, the Biden administration is facing growing backlash over its border policies, including the recent unprecedented step of releasing 50,000 migrants into the U.S. without court dates. Eddie Guerra is the Hidalgo County Sheriff.
It just doesn't seem that our officials in Washington are listening to us, and we all feel abandoned. We have a crisis down here.
McAllen Mayor Javier Villalobos filing a disaster declaration.
Last night we had up to 1,800 immigrants come in, and Capitol authorities can't handle it anymore.
Meanwhile, immigration advocates are taking the administration to court for keeping COVID-19 restrictions that send some migrants back.
Sending families with small children back to danger is not authorized by the law.
And the numbers continue to rise. Border Patrol now stopping more than 5,000 immigrants crossing the southern border each day. Julia Ainsley, NBC News, Del Rio, Texas.
We're taking a deeper look at the CDC's new eviction moratorium. Welcome relief for millions of renters. Stephanie Rule explains.
Nakiah Hodges appeared in court this morning to fight eviction over an alleged lease violation.
My house situation is not good. Like, me and my son have been washing up with cold water for over a month now.
She says her landlord shut off her utilities and wants her out. The single mother lost her job during the pandemic and is among the estimated 6.9 million households behind on rent. She hopes the CDC's new moratorium on evictions, which extends until October 3rd, helps keep her in her home.
If I do get locked out, I really wouldn't have nowhere to go.
She applied for rental assistance, but so far has not received any, and she's far from alone. According to an NBC News investigation, of the billions of dollars provided by Congress for emergency rental assistance, as of mid-July, 26 states had distributed less than 10% of the money allocated to them. Landlords like Stacey Johnson Cosby in Kansas City need the money too.
Are you not getting that money? Well, it's coming slowly. So there are some people, if you can find where to apply, how to apply, because the process is really cumbersome. And then once it is applied, it's a 4 to 6 week turnaround time to even find out if a caseworker has been assigned.
The CDC's moratorium is designed in part to allow for more time for that distribution. And the Biden administration is pushing for states to simplify their application process. This latest move by the CDC is likely going to face legal challenges right away. In June, the Supreme Court indicated without an act of Congress, it was unlikely to uphold an eviction moratorium. Lester?
Stephanie Rule, thank you. President Biden is pledging $100 million in humanitarian aid to Lebanon as the country marks 1 year since more than 200 people died in a catastrophic explosion. Our Molly Hunter is in Beirut.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Concentric.
The devastating explosion. Lebanese are fighting back.
Still 1-2 as he fouls it away.
There has been no investigation, no accountability, and for the victims, no justice.
The Lebanese security forces just fired tear gas. You see the protesters going back now. They're going towards
the next
the
one,
They are banging. They're throwing stuff. They're
trying Tyson with the changeup there, but it
for the big
is 2-2.
Protests today.
Are you kidding me?
The explosion last year struck St. George's Hall.
Great hitter at the plate. He knows it. You know it. Keep executing. Maybe get him to roll something over.
Grisham is in with 2 away as he takes a ball 1-0. Can't sit back long enough, and the count evens up at 1-1. Even at 1-1, the pitch. Who jumped the gun a bit on that swing, and he's down 1-2.
That's a really nice thing about pitching with the base open. You can work out of the strike zone a little bit more and try to get a guy to chase your pitch, just like that one.
And he struck him out. His 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Austin Riley. He's 0-for-1 thus far. First offering on its way. Back up the middle. And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard. In is Jorge Soler. This will take a breaking ball too low, and it's 1-0. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. 2 balls and no strikes. 2-1 after the foul ball there. From the belt, the pitch.
Team's been struggling on offense. Let your D work for you right here. Pound the zone.
3-2 now. Full count still.
It's going to be back to some serious T work if he can't put that pitch in play right in his wheelhouse.
Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. The next 3-2. And there's ball 4 as this one gets away a bit. And now Adam Duvall.
Up next, the left fielder, Adam Duvall.
Hospital. Nurse Pamela Zaynoun grabbed 3 preemie babies out of their incubators. This picture going viral, she ran 3 miles to the next hospital. A year later, all 3 are thriving.
I feel the pain every day, but I have to be strong for these babies because I work with them. I've become a tougher woman. I've become more strong. I do not feel.
First pitch of the AB now. Riley at second. Soler on at first with nobody out. 2-0 to Adam Duvall.
Hey, time to start making some quality pitches. He finds himself in a tough spot behind an account with guys on base.
All even now, 2-2. Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way.
I don't think he can afford another base runner here, so whatever pitch he feels best about, whichever one he feels most comfortable with, that's the one I expect him to turn to.
Got him to miss the breaking ball there. Adam Duvall becomes the first out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Now a swing, and he gets him to pop it up, and this is going to be a foul ball. Upper part of the zone there, but taken for a strike. Up the middle, reined in. And a relay home, and not in time as the run scores. Next, it will be Stephen Vogt.
The catcher,
from the stretch.
With 1 out and runners on the corner, some managers like to hit and run here. It's a little risky, but it can help you stay out of the double play if it's well executed.
2-0 now. And he has a cut at that one, but misses. 2-1. 2 runs on 2 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to the Braves catcher. Swing and a liner. Pham is there. Let's see if they test it. And even with 2 away now, that ball just didn't get out there deep enough, so they'll hold him at third base. So now here is Max Fried, and their runners at the corners now. On the ground to the left side. On to first, and that'll do it as they manage to not let this inning get out of hand.
solo home run in second.
That last at bat, Matty V, a changeup right down the middle of the plate. Listen, this guy's got a great changeup, but he can't afford to keep throwing it middle like he did that last at bat. If he does, this guy might be hitting back-to-back jacks.
In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. Got him. And that's 8 strikeouts now for him in the ballgame. Next to the plate for the Padres, Will Myers struck out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
Count now, a ball and a strike. The 1-1 home. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2.
Wow, he's cruising right now out there. 4 straight punch-outs and working on number 5.
Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball 2.
I know he missed with a fastball right there, but this guy's arsenal, you can't figure out what he's trying to do. He's got a lot of different directions he can go in right here.
And indeed, the throw will finish him off as they get the put out at first, and there are 2 away now. Digging in now for San Diego, Austin Nola looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
Yeah, he didn't put up much of a fight either, Matty. Gotta find a way. Can't go down 3 pitches. I don't care if you're staring at him or swinging at him. You have to find a way to make this pitcher work a little bit harder.
And they go away here. It's a cold strike, 0-2.
Man, this guy's really pitched well so far, attacking the strike zone, and he's really kept these hitters off balance.
To 1-2 now. And my goodness, how about this? He's set now for the bottom of the 5th, and in steps a former World Series hero, the outfielder Jock Peterson. Left side, but well fouled. On its way, the 0-1 pitch. Ground ball right into the shift. Scooped up. Throw out the first in time, 1 away. No one on with 1 down, and that'll bring up the exciting Ozzie Albies. Oh, had him chopping at that one. It's 0-1.
You got to be paying attention as an offense in a hitter's meeting in this situation. When you got a guy on the mound that you know the bottom can drop out of any pitch he throws, you have to elevate your sights.
Good slider there, but laid off and called the ball low. And a swing and a miss there on a late-breaking slider as he set down on strikes for the 2nd time this afternoon. Lifted down the line and left. And it's a foul ball. Ball and a strike now to the Braves' first baseman. Lifetime against this particular arm. Small sample, a perfect 1-for-1. Now the 2-1 pitch.
Good job to work the count and put himself back in the driver's seat. Started off with 1 strike, and now he's got the count in his favor, 3-1.
Count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And a slider swung out and missed, and the side is retired.
Slider.
Now into the box, Tim Hill. Getting his fourth. Victor Caratini will grab a bat and lead things off here in the top of the 6th. There's a good breaking ball as it gets the bottom of the zone. And he falls behind 0-2. 0-2 count and the pitch. And this is swung on and grounded out to Swanson. It's short. Throw to first gets him, so the leadoff man's retired here to begin the 6th. So here's Adam Frazier. He was a double play victim last time around. Now here's the first offering.
Hey, this isn't exactly the way you'd like to draw it up. Not throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, but the bottom line is he's getting outs.
1-1 to San Diego's leadoff batter.
Hey, curveball that kind of backed up on him right there. Might have popped out of his hand just a little bit earlier than he intended.
1-2 as he chases the slider.
Boy, this guy's got it going on right now. He's executing everything. He should feel pretty good. He's retired 7 in a row.
And he fouls this one off. Again, a 1-2. There's a ball ripped toward the gap in left center. Around first, digging for 2. The relay throw. And he'll scramble back to the bag and be there safely. Up next is Fernando Tatis Jr. As he'll get caught chasing a bad one there at strike 1. It was a 2-bagger for him in his last at-bat. That's taken. Now it's 0-2. And he misses there. 1-2.
He didn't look overly fooled right there because a lot of pitchers will go to the breaking stuff 0-2, but he certainly looked ready for a breaker on that pitch.
And he is out on the tag. Tried to make it home when he shouldn't have, and now they've got him hung up. And they'll put the tag on him between third and home, and I don't know what he's thinking, but it's a double play, and the inning is over. Can't seem to save a single thing. Who's afraid? Craig Stammen enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 34.
Striding in is Austin Riley. He reached on a single last time and later wound up scoring. First pitch hack in here, and that's the first strike. Stammen, an Ohio native. He was a 12th round selection back in 2005.
Man, coming out of the late rounds, you have to grind for everything. Nothing is given to you. And this guy has turned himself into a very solid big league ball player. That's a big accomplishment.
And that's out number 1. Now at the plate here is Jorge Soler. It was a walk in his last trip. He's ready. Here's the first pitch. Starts him out with a slider for a strike. Low-scoring game thus far. 2-1 here in the 6th. Got him to go after that one, and he's in a quick hold. 0-2. Fouled away. On its way, the 0-2 pitch.
Boy, went from being in the driver's seat to now being in some trouble. Had the count 0-2, started nipping at the corners, and next thing you know, this count stands at 3-2.
And whoa, awfully close, but it's ball 4 according to Woody Keller. And now the first pitch. Adam Duvall is at the plate now, and he's quickly behind 0-1.
Hey, that's a huge set-the-tone pitch right there. To a great hitter, you do not want to fall behind 1-0 and have him sitting all over a fastball or guessing what you throw next. You get ahead 0-1, and now the count's in your favor.
The batter,
you and your
7.
catcher can start doing
Shortstop.
Good lead there at second. Here's the pitch. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right.
The Braves have been looking for that big hit pretty much all game. It remains to be seen if they can get it, but now sure would be a big time for that.
It's 1-2.
Going to need to make a little bit of an adjustment with his slider release and at least tempt the hitter that it's going to be a strike.
Swing and a miss. Looked like the knuckle curve there, and that's out number 2.
Now batting, catcher.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch. Soler on second. Duvall at first. 2 out in the inning. Votes in a hole. 0-2 to him. In the dirt here. Good work there to prevent any advance. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled away. 2 down, runners at first and second. A little low. It's 2-2.
Now 2-2, 2 on, 2 out. This is one you have to make a pitch right here.
We'll have to press pause. Is that strike 3 to retire?
I gotta make some things, man.
7th inning ready to roll, and that'll bring up Jake Cronenworth. First pitch on the way.
You know, because this is just a one-run game, this doesn't strike me as a situation where he's going to be working around a guy. I think he's going to challenge him right here.
2-0 now. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0.
Down by a run, your guy needs to get on any way he can. His mentality has to be to shrink this strike zone to like the size of a soup can. No reason to swing at a pitcher's pitch.
And he lays off, ball 4. So now the potential tying run here is aboard late in the game. Next will be the cleanup hitter, Manny Machado. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. First pitch coming, here it is. Lofted in the air out toward right center. Soler is there. Looks it into his glove, and there's one gone. Digging in will be Trent Grisham, who went down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, he's got to put that one behind him, especially with runners in scoring position. Those punch-outs will stick with you a little longer.
Peterson is back, and he'll get there to make the play for route number 2. And now in the box, Tommy Pham comes in 1 for 2 with that home run he hit earlier. A fastball that gets the inside corner, strike 1. Changeup gets him out in front for strike 2.
Yeah, he's got these hitters in the proverbial rocking chair right here, pushing the throttle and pulling it. Nice change of speeds.
We're in the 7th inning now. The pitchers duel. 2-1 our score. And yet another strikeout here. His 11th of the ball game, and this one ends the inning. Ehire Adrianza is up off the bench as he'll be asked to get something started in the home half of the 7th. And before the pitch here, time is asked for and granted by Woody Keller, the home plate umpire. Ready to deal. Here comes the first pitch. Pulled toward right center field. Long run for the right fielder, but he won't get to it, and this should put a man in scoring position to start the inning. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out.
Up next for Atlanta.
Into the box now, Jock Peterson. High and deep to center field. Back goes Grisham at the track. On the warning track, he makes the catch. And he'll make it up to third safely here with one away. Digging in, the switch.
Number 1, second baseman, Ozzie Albies.
Drew Pomeranz takes the call from the pen as he'll try to get the final 2 outs of this 7th frame. First pitch of the AB on its way.
No. 1 ball, no strike.
A swing and a high drive to right center field. Back goes Grisham to the track, to the wall. Booyah!
Wow.
Oh, man, he got hurt. His second pitch since coming in, and he serves one up. A reliever's worst nightmare and a big confidence boost to the lineup. Let's see if he can rebound.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Number 5, Freddie.
Yes, he'll take a look at ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Lifted the other way down the left field line. And now this will get over the wall down the line out there for a ground rule double.
Now batting, third base.
So now to the plate, Austin Riley. Now a fastball runs inside and drills him. Oh, that's gotta hurt. So it's a tight spot here. First and second, one man out, and that'll bring up Jorge Soler to hit next. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. Barely able to make contact. Down 0-2 now. Slow roller left side. Throw just in time as they get him by an eyelash. And he is lucky to be able to scamper back to third as he's in safely.
Now batting.
Next, it'll be Adam Duvall. No hits to this point. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Freeman at third. Riley on at second with 2 down. Ball 2 now.
His pitch count is getting up there in the inning now. He needs to get this frame over with sooner than later, so forcing contact and getting the defense involved is probably the best thing he can do.
Hit sharply but foul down the right side. Ready with the 3-1. Laid off the bender there, but it's in for a called strike. And he lost him here on 3-2 as that pitch misses. It's ball 4. Dansby Swanson. Mark Melanson comes on to pitch from bullpen now in an unexpected move. He's their closer, so it's a surprise to see him here in the 7th. First pitch of the AB now. Fastball laid off well below the knees. Bases are loaded here, 2 down. Had him lunging at that pitch away, and it's 1-1 now.
Hey, I love the aggressiveness right here and wanting to be a hero. But this is where you got to tell yourself to relax a little bit. I had an old coach tell me one time, when the bases are loaded, just concern yourself with getting the guy in from third.
Again, another foul ball. Hit back toward the mound. And that's through into center field. Base hit. 1 run is scored. And he is in there.
Now batting.
At the plate now, Stephen Vogt as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. He could really use a knock here. 0 for 3 in the game so far. And this pitch is up and in. And as he backs away, it's ball 1. And he gets a piece of this one to foul it toward the backstop.
Get the chainsaw out today, boys. If he's
got him looking, and that'll do it. The inning is over. Matzik has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th. Ready to begin the 8th. And here comes the first baseman, Will Myers.
The offense just needs to find a way to get the
I cannot read that because
I know they need base runners clearly. Maybe if they could get
so I don't want to underestimate that guy. So that's why all the team, I told all the team, don't underestimate Aerospace, because Aerospace is dangerous, you know. She got strong, and, you know, the motivation, and he's thinking that he wants to train hard because keep facing the legendary fighter, you know, like our Senator Manny Pacquiao. So, and my team also, we need to prepare. We need to prepare because what Aerospace prepare for herself, we need to prepare also to our Senator for 110% condition for this coming fight. You mentioned that Aerospace's win over Danny Garcia was his best performance. What did you see in that fight from Spence that you felt that was his best performance? Oh, I see the fight against Danny Garcia. For me, Of course, a good fight, but I cannot comment, because they have a judges. The fight is done already. I studied that fight. All the videos I watch, all the videos for them. So we'll see in August 21. But careful, he's not only 42 years old. He's still dangerous. Okay, let's see. There was league sparring by Aerospace. Did you get a chance to see it? The league sparring? Oh, yeah. I see a little bit. Do you have? Why not? Did he look good? How did he look? Yeah, he looked good. Yeah, I see the sparring in South Pool, and then one of the other guy, he hit the other guy. It's good sparring. Yeah, but in the real fight, sparring is different than in the real fight. But I told you, it's different storm coming from the South Pacific. It's the tornadoes there. The storm coming from the South Pacific is different.
First pitch of the AB now. Bouncer to the left side. Fielded cleanly and quickly. There's one down to lead off the frame.
This fight had 70,000, a million people, whatever Eddie Hearn. It did not generate more than 9 million. It was like $9.1 million from the Texas Commission directly. So it's not like, I just made up my own numbers to ish on Canelo. You didn't generate $10 million with 70,000 people,
I know this
bro.
guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind
Stop
out the
it.
career he has, being drafted where he was,
Hold on.
hats off.
I'm making my tea. I got my tea.
The shortstop for the second out.
Bro, it's cap. I try to tell you. You don't like Eddie. He's like, okay. Think it like this. Who used to watch wrestling back in the day? I got a good analogy for what Eddie Hearn does. Who used to watch like WWE, WCW when Sting was on it, Hollywood Hogan, that era.
Swinging a ball hit on the ground, but
Oh, that's good. Now this tea, this some good tea. Oh, this woke my game up. You feel me? Now I got to put the flame up. I'm like a pitcher to wait. Man, hold on. This tea is good. No, Eddie Guerrero was raw. Okay, let me hit y'all with this analogy. This some good ass tea. Listen. That WWF was raw. A bunch of racist blacks. Oh, you got us. Yes. But you don't say nothing to the KKK skinheads in boxing. Block him. Get him out of here. He said a bunch of racist blacks. Like what? So everybody in this chat is a racist black? I told you. What did I say? I told the Black Channel. They blame everything on black people. What? Everyone here is not black, bro. What are you talking about? He said a bunch of racist blacks. You never have nothing good to say about Canelo. I picked Canelo to beat Cotto. I got a video on the channel. I picked Canelo to slaughter Saunders and Yildirim. What do you mean I don't say anything good? Oh my God, bro. Now you see the Canelo. They are fucking dead, bro. They can't survive. You see what he says? I can easily refute any of these dudes, but it's not worth my time. Smash the like button. He says I never say anything good about Canelo. I picked him to beat Golovkin. I picked him to beat Cotto. I always say he's a great fighter. What are you talking about? I don't say anything good. You mad because I'm holding Canelo accountable. That's good. Get off my dick. Oh, shout out to my man Victor. He a channel member. You see the Eagles Army Green. And he from Sonora, Mexico. We got love everywhere, baby. Let's get it. Shout out to my man Victor. PBC, Top Rank, Showtime should just join forces and merge to make sense for boxing. Why would they do that? Why would PBC join forces with Top Rank? I don't get that. You cap too, bro. Like, bro, these dudes are delusional. That's like me. I don't have to join forces with no other channel. I'm well paid, self-made. I don't have to join Floyd Mayweather. He don't have to join and do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? When you, man, I'm the Floyd Mayweather of this. The Black Mamba of the vocals. MJ of the Pro Tools. Y'all talk about join forces like it's a tag team match. Why? Why does PBC got Spence versus Pacquiao? Why Top Rank can put their fights out? PBC can put their fights out. Why they gotta join for? Oh, this is why I'm so needed in the boxing game, man. Oh, media's getting slaughtered. This is them waving the white flag. My son laughs every time you say the Black Channel. Shout out to Hardbody. Bro, you see him. He just came in blaming all black people because Canelo doing this stupid shit. Like, what? What are we talking about? Canelo Alvarez, sir. You have 45 days. Good luck. Yeah, you got 45 days. Where your opponent at? Bro, how could his opponent properly train if they have 45 days? Not even truly 45 days because fight week doesn't count because you're not supposed to be doing any hard sparring during fight week. Oh, my gosh. Listen. How? Why does this keep happening with the same individual? There's where, like, the zone is, like, so foolish. So foolish. Why would you pay him these amounts of money and he keep announcing his fight super late where you don't even have time to properly promote the fight? Or it looks bad because you have to bounce up off that date. Yeah, he said he wanted the Mexican dates, and he can't fight on the Mexican date because his fight always falls apart. Caleb Plant, oh, the negotiation fell apart. Kovalev, oh, the negotiation fell apart. Derenchenko, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. Caleb Smith at a point in time. Billy Joe Saunders at a point. All these fights had negotiations that all failed, and it's all been when he's been with the zone. Bro, the other thing is he's no longer with Golden Boy, right? You can't blame Oscar De La Hoya. I like the resistance. That's cool. It's needed. It just pushes me further to greatness. So I'm with that. Keep doing everything in the opposite of what I'm saying is a sustainable business model. Keep doing it. You will fold. I'm not worried. I'm not going to fold. I give boxing my truest self. I'm like the Locks last night.
I get the win.
100%, man, 100% powder. Too raw. I'm extra raw. Like, I'm not worried about it.
I did get the win. What a loser.
So, with or without Golden Boy, all of Canelo look the same. So good luck paying for that. I'm telling you, I'm not like,